Howdy all, I am Adam the Renaissance Nerd. Disney Star Wars is the definition of failure. You had one of the most powerful franchises in the world in your possession. And what have you done with it? You've run it into the ground. Starting with disrespecting the fans. Some may say it didn't matter, but when they threw out the expanded universe, which is real Star Wars, when they threw that out and claimed they needed breathing room. We need more breathing room. You get that, we can be friends. We need more breathing room to create our own stories, our own things. We don't want to be weighed down by the complicated timeline, by the complicated canon of the EU. We don't want to have people be confused. Well, Disney Star Wars has done a pretty good job of confusing people with their own muddled timeline. They're forgetting things, they're retconning things, they're requiring extra reading in order to fill in the plot holes that they create themselves. So it's not a surprise that every time they announce something new now, there is rejection. And I'm not going to use the title of the article we're going to go over here, backlash. No, there's rejection. Because all we see is a lame attempt to insert fake Star Wars into real Star Wars. But that's not what the shills want everybody to know. They want you to hear, oh no, you're a bigot, you're an ist, you're a phobe, you don't like women. Last week, the much anticipated Ubisoft open world Star Wars game, now titled Star Wars Outlaws, was previewed. We got a cinematic trailer, and we got 10 minutes of gameplay that we went over right here on this channel on Mellow Mondays. The clip is up. Go check it out. It's 40 minutes, but I think we were fair and balanced in our take, and I will refer to that as we go through this article. Star Wars Outlaws doesn't feel like Star Wars and sound like Star Wars because it's just really about, oh, hey, we're going to insert this perfect agenda created character whammons and we're going to drop it in the middle of bits of real Star Wars and a lot of Disney Star Wars. And we're going to just go forward, and we want you to spend your money on this. And if you don't, well, you're toxic. You're a hater. Kotaku, famous for its bad takes, Star Wars Outlaws Backlash proves we need more women protagonists. A woman of color is the lead in Ubisoft's upcoming open-world Star Wars game. In all our criticisms of this game, never once so far between the teaser, cinematic trailer, and the gameplay we watched, not once did woman of color be listed as a problem. What we had. What the problem was is that when you go through the cinematic trailer plus the gameplay that we went over on Monday, this is an empty character. Kay Vess is an empty character devoid of personality so far, because what we understand her story to be is just, I've been held back and I want to be free.
I've been held back my whole life, and now I just need a chance to finally be free.
And we watch her be really stupid in gameplay. Now, that's a combination of bad game design, average game design, and uninnovative game design on Ubisoft's part. But it doesn't help that the character is not relatable. So far, from a visual aspect and a personality aspect, she is unrelatable. All we hear is whammons, whammons, whammons. But let's read this article. We're going to go through it together. Let's have some fun. Ubisoft's open-world Star Wars game is one of the most hyped titles to come out of Summer Game Fest 2023. With its GTA-esque gameplay intriguing players, its sexy droid turning them on, and its whammon protagonist making chuds very, very angry. Okay, right away, Kotaku destroys their narrative. First of all, GTS gameplay, we saw the gameplay. It looks like Assassin's Creed. You prove your fake gamerness. This game has Ubisoft written all over it, from stealth aspects to kind of sneaking up to counterattacks like that. This isn't GTA-esque. It's Assassin's Creed-esque. Second, sexy droid turning them on. We talked about this too. That's some sick shit that people actively want to F the droid in the trench coat. Yeah, no thanks. And now they're making the chuds very, we're angry because this character is unrelatable. If you watch our breakdown of the gameplay, we're annoyed that we couldn't customize her to make her look hot, to make her look exciting and fun, not this drab plain Jane hiding her lady bits with her hair in a ponytail that doesn't move it off her face with her very, very, very beyond under average looks.
He's a she.
So no, we're not angry because it's a woman. We're angry because it's an ugly woman and an uninteresting woman. Give me FemShep. Happy playing FemShep. We're happy playing. Give me Cassandra from Assassin's Creed Odyssey. These are good characters. This is so far as not. After Star Wars Outlaws was revealed during Ubisoft Showcase, some Gamergate-adjacent gamers took issue with its protagonist, a woman of color named Kay Vest, portrayed by Venezuelan-born actress Humberly Gonzalez. Some begged Ubisoft to let them switch to a male character as they've waited years for an open-world Star Wars game and couldn't bear the thought of navigating through it as a woman. Others lamented the lack of lightsabers and men and said no thanks to the concept of anything else. Okay, first of all, this is them gaslighting. Gamergate adjacent. They want Gamergate to be such a relevant thing when it never really was. They want that to be a thing. Secondly, again, we weren't complaining about her being a woman of color. We were complaining about her being uninteresting and looking and sounding like a Karen Wammons. That's what we were complaining about. At the same time, nobody was begging for a male character. People were begging for a custom character. Big difference. People want a custom character. They don't want to be locked in to a plain Jane Uggo. That's the problem. Not, we don't have a male character. No, we want to make our own character so that we feel invested in this Star Wars game. Like we feel like we're a part of it. But then again, Kotaku wouldn't understand that because they're not creative and they don't actually play games. They don't know the mind of a gamer. Star Wars video games and women. Star Wars Outlaws falls into one of the more unfortunate center rings on the Venn diagram of bad actors. Gamers and Star Wars fans. This franchise is still reeling from the Mary Sue allegations and general hatred thrown at Rey.
I bypassed the compressor.
The lead in the sequel trilogy. As mentioned, the vestiges of the Gamergate hate campaign linger throughout gamer culture. As such, that backlash should be expected even if it is exhausting. Again, they're fanning the flames of something that was never a thing. Something they created to be a boogeyman so they could drudge it up every time valid, legitimate criticism comes around to destroy bad games, or at the very least, average games. Because if you watch our 40-minute breakdown of the gameplay, overall, our reoccurring statement is this game looks average. There's nothing innovative. It looks like Star Wars Assassin's Creed, where you're doing some things. These mechanics are basic shit you see in other Ubisoft games. There's nothing new creative. And there are problems with what seems to be dialogue options. It's an A or a B. There's no C, D, or E. There's no dialogue wheel to really bring it to life, to really create an in-universe circumstances, choices, matters feel. That was where our criticism was really heavy on. We didn't talk about hating a woman. We talked about how she's uninteresting and how we smell agenda coming a mile away. Aside from Battlefront 2, which features Eden Versio as its main protagonist, nobody cares about the story mode in Battlefront 2. Nobody cared. They played for online stuff. Shut up. Jedi Knight Masters of the Sith, an expansion for Dark Force 2 that had features Mara Jade as its star. Again, you gotta love it when they bring up the expanded universe to supplement their arguments. When they're happy to throw it out, when they always want to push the idea that Disney Star Wars is canon. But no, we're going to bring up the EU when we need it to supplement our pathetic takes. And Star Wars Jedi Starfighter, which is Adi Gallia as its lead, though it takes place almost entirely in the cockpit of the ship. And there are no other Star Wars games that lock you in as a female character. So what? So what? Because you guys destroyed real Star Wars, we never got a game chance to have Jaina Solo as a video game protagonist. Oh, and if you bother to play Star Wars The Old Republic, tens of thousands of people make female characters in that, myself included. So go F yourself. You never touched Old Republic, I bet. There are plenty of them to make you play as a male character, from the widely popular Star Wars Jedi games to Force Unleashed series and all the movie tie-ins in between, because those are the main characters of those stories, you idiots!
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
But Kay Vess is the female version of many Star Wars characters. A rogue, a rebel, a scoundrel, a rapscallion. She could easily step into Han Solo or Cassian Andor's boots. Cassian Andor's not real Star Wars. Andor sucks. She's got an adorable companion creature, just like Jedi Survivor's Cal Kestis. No, there's a difference. A droid is a droid, and people like droids. People don't want a Stitch-esque little fuzzy ball nothing just to put in there to make chicks want to play this game. Sorry. And she's got that smirky sass that makes so many other Star Wars scumbags so lovable.
You like me because I'm a scoundrel.
On paper, she's the perfect lead for an open-world game about outlaws. It's just the fact that she's a she, and that's the problem. No, it's the fact that her what we've heard so far of her character design, her personality is off-putting. We don't like her personality, and we don't like the way she looks.
I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
That's it. We're done with this. We're done with this. This is retarded. This is plain and simple retarded. They do not understand the concept of gaming. And this is a combination of not understanding Star Wars fans that like to either play as characters they love or customize themselves and insert themselves into the Star Wars universe so that they really get a full escapism experience. And you also don't understand gaming. Kotaku, which claims to be gaming reviews, news tips, and more, they are the fakest of fake gamers. They don't know anything. They don't understand anything. And unless it's part of the agenda, they don't care about anything. They want to twist it. They want to pervert it. They want to say gaming needs more women protagonists. We have 40 years of powerful gaming protagonists that in recent years, looking at Lara Croft, have been ruined by bad storytelling and bad character development. Shut up, Kotaku. Go play something that isn't difficult so you can feel like you've had a successful day. Stay out of my Star Wars. Stay out of my gaming. And you know what? I'm just going to say it because I like to say it. Disney Star Wars sucks. It's just another example of Disney Star Wars inserting itself into real Star Wars to try and be relevant. Plain and simple. Okay, I'm done. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, a like would be very much appreciated. If you are new here, I invite you to subscribe to me right here on YouTube. We hope to earn your trust and support using facts and logic, because facts and logic do not care about whiny stand, fake gamer, fake fan fifis. Hit the notification button, share my video if you like what I'm preaching. By all means, leave a comment. Love to hear from real passionate fans like you that care about Star Wars and gaming. I don't care what the fake things, the fake gamers, the stands, the SJWs, don't care what they have to say, because 201, they're all cowards behind keyboards, and I can't wait for this to trigger somebody, because that makes my day. Thank you again for watching. Take it easy. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you'd like to reach out to me, please email me at theranernerd@gmail.com for all channel business purposes. I am on Twitter now, mostly for promotion and sharing of videos, maybe a little shit stirring here and there, who knows, @theranernerd. You can also find me at the Geeks and Gamers forums under @ROAS, and you can see me on Rumble and Odyssey under the Renaissance Nerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.